Welcome back. It's tomato day. Come join me. All right, I made my tags in advance. Yay for making tags in advance. And I'm going to multi-sow. So what I did last year was start tomatoes in these 6 cells, and I did 2 seeds in each cell on the diagonal. But this year I'm going to try just doing like, whatever, 5 or 6 seeds in the one container, and then I can pot them up because I have a lot of things to start and I have a bunch of things I need to pot up into these, so I'm trying to save these. Let me talk you through what I've got. So this first grouping that I have here are slicers. Okay, so these gold medal are a really pretty heirloom tomato, very tasty too, sort of reddish pink in the middle. It's sort of swirly through this yellow, and it's a delicious one. I didn't get very many last year because my tomato harvest last year was fairly abysmal. We had way too much rain, but I'm excited to grow some more of these because they are tasty. Okay, and also these Cherokee Purple are so good. They are a deep red towards a purple slicer tomato, and they have the most umami flavor. They're very sort of, I don't know, it's like if steak could be a tomato, that's what this would be. It's so good. I have this German pink, which is a very delicious sort of pinky red slicer tomato. A really good medium flavor tomato, but it's got kind of I don't know, a brightness and a softness that's a little distinct from your average tomato. These Moon Glows, they were not my favorite last year. We'll see how they do this year. I'll give them another shot. And then I got, these are new to me, I got Brandywines. So classic red Brandywine and a yellow, and we'll see how they do. Okay, so those are the slicers. For my paste tomatoes, I've got my Amish paste, and I'm almost out in here, so I got extra. I have my Ukrainian purple, which was super delicious last year. So such a deep flavor. And I mixed these two in some recipes and they were like just very good. And I got this one called Blue Beach, which is another bright red, despite the name, paste tomato. So we'll see how it does. And then my 2 that I grew last year also, these are cherry tomatoes. So I've got the Eagle Yellow and the Mexican Midget, and these just taste like sunshine. Honestly, when you bite into them, they're just super yum, and prolific, very prolific. I've actually got 2 packets of these because I'm almost out of the one. So that's what I'm planting today. So if you want to stick around and chat with me, I will try to put some of those in containers. Shall we start with the Mexico Midget? Let's see how many seeds I have in here. So, not too many seeds in there. Can you guys see that? It's hard to see. There we go. I think you can see that. That is more than I want to plant, I think. This is like 2 seeds put together. So these need to be about 1/4 of an inch deep. So I am going to sort of space them out and then put a little soil over the top. You know what I'm going to do? Because this is all the seeds that's left. I'm going to grow all, I think this is like 8 seeds. That way I can ditch this packet. So now that packet's empty. I'm not going to grow all 8 of these myself. I'll give some to friends. It's such a tasty tomato, so. All right. 1 seeds are in. I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, my Eigelhart yellow cherry tomato. My plan is to do about 5 seeds. Of course, 6 came out. I am gonna put 1 back. I'm gonna do about 5 seeds. That way, if one doesn't germinate or if it doesn't make it or whatever, if they all make it, I will share share with others. Of course they want to stick together. Why do they do that? Why do you guys got to be next to each other? Come on, let's spread you out. There's no reason for all that. Let me read you this back here. It is a Seed Savers Exchange Tomato Tasting winner. Early producing variety, received strong reviews from growers across the country who described this cherry tomato as a rich and bold, highly fragrant, and having a sweet fruit flavor. This prolific, smaller statured variety produces all season long and was shared to us by James Eigelhart, whose parents received it from their Italian gardener in Connecticut in the 60s. Cool. The Mexico Midget prolific variety bears hundreds of dark red cherry tomatoes on each plant over a long growing season. Fruits have a huge tomato flavor despite their diminutive size. So true. And are great for salads or use by market gardeners because of their productivity. Yummy. Seriously, yummy. So that's my cherry tomatoes. We should do, let's see how many almost, oh gosh, I've got so many in here. So I would like to get a lot of tomatoes for canning and saving, and that is where these paste tomatoes come in handy. So that's what I've got left. That's way more seeds than I want. I think I'm gonna do about 10 seeds and 1 for good measure. And then I'll put the rest back. I know what you're thinking. 10 tomato seeds, and that's just 1 variety. I know what you're thinking. It's too many seeds. I get it. I know. I fall into this trap. Y'all know this trap. Y'all fall into this trap too. Don't think I don't know. All right, Amish paste. Bright red, 8 to 12 ounce fruits vary from an ox heart shape to a rounded plum form with delicious flesh that is juicy and meaty. They are excellent for sauce or fresh eating and are a favorite of many gardeners for this reason. Yum is what they are. Let's do the Ukrainian purple. I'm going to do about the same amount of seeds. I've got a decent amount of seed left in there. Here we go. Can you guys see that? There we go. I think my shadow's in the way. Okay, Ukrainian purple. Dropping you in. Okay, those are in. Also known as Purple Russian, this variety bears plum-shaped fruits that measure 3 to 4 inches long, weighing about 6 ounces, and have a nice sweetness and a meaty texture. Original stock of this productive, relatively crack-free variety came from Irma Henkel in Ukraine. Indeterminate. Yummy. I'm probably going to say yummy about each one. The blue beech. Oh my goodness. They are ready. These ones are ready. They are up at the top waiting. Okay, let's get you back down in there. Oh my goodness, look how many seeds. Look. I've got tomatoes for years in here. How long do tomato seeds last? Long enough, I guess. I went for just 9 of these seeds, so I'm assuming 8 plants plus 1 extra. Not as many as the others. Since I've never had these before, I don't know what they're like. I figure I'll save that growing space for those other 2, the 2 that I didn't just plant. Save that growing space until I know more about it. Oh, they're all like in the same place. Come on now, seeds. All right. Paste tomatoes are done. Johnny's doesn't really put like a blurb. It's just all really great growing information. Yellow Brandywine. A perfect fresh tomato from the garden needs nothing but a sprinkle of salt, maybe a drizzle of olive oil, and some freshly cracked black pepper, maybe even a splash of sherry vinegar or lemon zest. Add a little fresh basil and a few slices of buffalo mozzarella, too. They are pretty great grilled or sliced on pizza and stewed into a sauce. You can even make soup out of them. You can do a lot with tomatoes. These are a good classic tomato. Taste exactly like you would expect a tomato to taste like. I have not grown brandywines before, so it's kind of a new growing experience for me. But all right, how many do I want to do? I think I'm going to go with 5 seeds. Probably 4 plants is plenty of each of these types of slicers. Okay. Now this is the red brandywine. I think that one big one might be 2 actually, but that should be okay. Okay. Brandywine is in. Moonglow. It says, a Seed Savers Exchange tasting winner. This variety produces uniform 6 to 8 ounce bright orange globes with a solid flesh, few seeds, and a mildly sweet flavor. Astoundingly productive plants appear able to hold blight at bay. Moonglow's fruits brighten a tomato salad and are excellent keepers. They did keep really well, that's true. They weren't my favorite flavor, but we'll try it again and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna do 3 seeds. German pink. The tomato that started it all. This handsome beefsteak is one of 2 plants that inspired the creation of Seed Savers Exchange. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. The seed was given to Seed Saver Exchange co-founder Diane Ort Wheatley in the 1970s by her grandpa, whose parents brought the seeds of the variety to the United States from Bavaria a century earlier. The potato leaf plants produce large 1 to 2 pound beefsteak fruits with meaty flesh, very few seeds, and minimal cracking or blossom scars. Its full sweet flavor makes it excellent for canning, freezing, and slicing. Getting stuff from Seed Savers Exchange is like, it feels a little bit like you're buying into history a little bit. They always come with nice little blurbs about like where the seed came from, and it's just really fun kind of knowing all of that. Do you guys remember the J. Peterman catalogs? Did you guys ever get those in the mail? They were so much fun to like, you know, hand-drawn garments and like blurbs from J. Peterman about how when he saw this kind of garment on who and what country it was in. It always felt like you were sort of part of the history of that garment. Cherokee purple. I wonder if J. Peterman still puts out catalogs. I know they had a store for a while, and then the store didn't do great, so they went back to doing catalogs. I wonder if they're still around. Anyway, Cherokee purple and tomatoes. These were so good. I'm going to do 6 seeds. So that's what came to the front, so that's good. Okay, Cherokee purple. Okay. A dusty rose brown tomato that offers juicy, delicious sweetness with notes of complexity and intensity. This medium slicer was introduced in 1991 by Craig LeHousier, a Seed Saver Exchange member from North Carolina, from seed attained from J.D. Green of Tennessee. Mr. Green claimed that he received seeds from a neighbor who had said they had been in his family for 100 years and were originally acquired from Cherokee Native Americans. See what I mean about history? You know, just to say something about seeds from Native Americans, some places that have heirloom varieties of seeds that come from indigenous peoples of the Americas, they don't always get those in reputable ways. I have been recommended that Seed Savers is one of the groups that does get their seed in a more reputable way. But, you know, you should look into these, because some of the big places, they just sort of take what they want. We have gold medal tomatoes. I'll read you the blurb in a second. There we go. 5 seeds. Described by the late Ohio tomato collector Ben Queensberry in his 1976 catalog as the sweetest tomato you've ever tasted. Yellow with streaks of red makes them very attractive and a gourmet's joy when sliced. This is our finest bicolored tomato, orange-yellow splashed with red, a winner at one of the first Seed Savers Exchange tomato tasting events. This variety still warrants accolades. It is yum. So I've got all my seeds in, and now I need to cover them with soil. So I'm going to move you over. How's that? Can you see okay? You know if I'm standing in here? Good. So what I'm going to do is just take a handful of soil, and I'm looking at about 1/4 of an inch. This soil is pretty fluffy, and it will compress a little bit when I get it wet. And as I'm going through it with my fingers, I'm making sure there isn't anything really big in it, sticks or bark or whatever. So I'm giving it just a little tap, make sure that the soil is sort of evenly spread. Not really compressing it. I mean, I guess I'm compressing it a little bit, but I'm not pushing it down. And now I'm just going to water, giving them a nice gentle drink, making sure the seeds have good contact with the soil and there's no real big air pockets inside. And that's the tomatoes done. I would like you to notice that there's a whole tray over here. And what I didn't do was fill up this whole tray with just tomatoes by itself, which I'm very proud of myself about. But I do have a bunch of other seeds to add in here, and that will be in the next video. And I'll see you in that video. Bye. Welcome back. It's tomato day. We're gonna do tomatoes today. Let's get, let's try that again. Welcome back. No, one more time. Welcome back. It's tomato day. This is just not working out. Okay. Again.